Are you ready for an exciting lesson? Are you ready to learn about equivalent fractions using the area model? If you are, get your whiteboards out and get ready for an exciting lesson. Alright, you should have your whiteboards out and your markers. If you don't, get them out, pause the video, get them out, and draw this area model on your whiteboard. And when you're done drawing it, pause the video, restart the video, and do the lesson with me. Alright, let's look at this first. Now we're going to create our fraction that shows all the individual squares or spaces in the area model. So we can count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's our total number of squares that we have. So we would start with 9. Now we have to count how many are used or colored in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them are being used. And we want to figure out what the equivalent fraction of 6/9 is by dividing this. Now we know that we can look at this, and this is divided into 3 groups. We have 1 group here, 2 groups here, and 3 groups here. So we have 3 groups. We're going to divide this by 3. Again, you should be writing this on your whiteboard and following along with me. Now we're going to simply divide this. 6 divided by 3, I know, is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we know that our equivalent fraction shown by this area model, the 2 equivalent fractions are 6/9 is equivalent to 2/3. And show that here. Again, our 2 equivalent fractions are 6/9 is equivalent to 2/3. Alright, erase your whiteboard from the last problem and pause the video and draw this area model on your whiteboards. And if you want, go ahead and solve this. I'll help you first. We'll show what you need to do. We know that we have a total of 6 spaces, 3 of which are colored. Now we have to divide this by something. Go ahead and solve this on your own. Pause the video, solve this, and then let's see if we get the same answer after you restart the video. Okay, I've assumed that you have restarted the video because you solved it. So let's look at what we have. Again, we are looking at the area model. It's divided into 3 groups. So we have 1, 2, 3 groups along our dotted lines. So we know that we should divide 3/6 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And that's what the model shows. If we look at the big area here, if we look at the big area right here, we look at this area, we see that half of it is colored in. Therefore, we know that 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2. Alright guys, again, erase your whiteboards, draw this model, pausing the video, draw this area model that you see here, and then we'll go ahead and solve this. This one we will not be solving to its lowest form, just creating an equivalent fraction, and we'll look at that in a few minutes. So go ahead and draw this model and then we'll start. Alright, I'm assuming that you've unpaused the video and you're ready to start. So the first thing we need to do is figure out our fraction we're to start with. So we'll count all the parts. If I count all the parts, I end up with 12. So I know that I will have 12 here. And I have 6 that are colored in. Now, if I look, this model has been divided into two pieces. Here we go, two pieces. So I'm going to divide this by 2. And I end up with 3, and if I divide 3/6. Well, I could also now look at this model and say, if I really wanted to get this down to its lowest common form, 3/6, if I look at this model, I know that really, if I look in the yellow, that half of the model has been filled in, so that would be 1/2. But if I did it the way we've been talking about with the area model, I'll end up with 3/6. If I can look at it, I know that half has been colored in. All right, again, please erase your board from the last problem and go ahead and draw this area model using various colors and the dotted lines, and go ahead and start solving this after you've paused the video. After you've solved it, we'll go ahead and solve it together to check your answer. So again, pause the video and solve the problem. Okay, I'm assuming that you have solved the problem, so we'll go over it together to check your work. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that we have 8 parts, and we're using 6 of those parts. Now if I look at this, this is divided into 2 parts here, 1 part here, and 1 part here. Therefore, I'm going to divide this by 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. And again, it's kind of curious if we look at this, do it in red, that 3/4 of this is being used. So we have 3/4 of this model. That would be the answer. You can move on to the next slide. All right, now this is kind of the end. What I want you to do is move on in this Nearpod. This should be connected to a Nearpod. Move on and solve some of the problems on your own so I can check them. Again, if you have any questions, come find me. Take care.